Hello, beautiful people. I came to encourage someone today that you cannot keep doing things the same way and expect change. I think it was Albert Einstein that said it's insanity. It's insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting the same result. So my thing is, why keep complaining about the same thing when you refuse to change? A lot of times we are in situations, relationships, jobs, what have you, um, that don't really value us, that don't really give back to us. And we keep doing the same thing over and over again and we won't change. Nothing is going to change until you change. You have to change the way you value yourself. You got to change the way you see yourself. You got to change. Just change. Nothing is going to change until you do. Renew your mind. When you renew your mind, when you change your mind, and make better decisions, then the rest of you will follow. A lot of times we mistake seasonal relationships for long time relationships. Some relationships are just seasonal, it's just for a certain period of time. And when that time is up, it's time to move on. Be grateful for the time that you had in that relationship. And how do you but move on? How do you know when the relationship is up, when it's not working? Sometimes we're on jobs longer than we supposed to be, and we're trying to make that thing work, but we stuck constantly complaining, I hate my job, I hate this job. But what are you doing to change the situation? You're sacrificing your health, you're sacrificing your happiness, you're sacrificing your family and everything that is involved because you refuse to look for something else. That means that you're if it's not working for you, you are unhappy, it's stressing you out to death, then that means that your time is up there. I hear a lot of people say, I don't like my job, and I'm like, well, why are you still here? I mean, move around, find something else. There are I'm sorry, employers that will value what you bring to the table. But if you fear finding something else, guess what? You're sacrificing everything, your life, your health, your happiness, your family. For what? All money is not good money. Even benefits is not worth it when it comes to your health. And you keep complaining, but I come to encourage you today that nothing is going to change until you change. Some of you all are in abusive relationships. You're being abused mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, and you sacrifice your happiness. You sacrifice your life by being in a relationship because you don't want to be lonely. Guess what? There's somebody out there for you that will value you, that will love you, that will love to be with you and they will treat you right. But guess what? You will never find that relationship if you keep staying in abusive relationships that's taking away your energy, your happiness, and everything that belongs to it. You deserve so much better than that. You are valuable. You are somebody. Stand in agreement with what the Most High says about you. Abba says you are fearfully and wonderfully made. He said you are a priesthood, a royal priesthood. You got to think of yourself as better than what you're going through. A lot of times we stay in situations because of fear of being lonely, fear of not finding another job or another friend. That is nothing but the lie from the pits of hell. Stop staying in situations. You know why? Because when you stay in these situations, in these dark situations, guess what? It stops your purpose, it stops your destination, and nothing and no one is more important than where God is leading you and where He's taking you. So the enemy will love to keep you in situations that are not for your growth, that's not for your betterment, that's not for your purpose. But nothing will never change until you change. Change your mind and change your life. And it's all up to you. It's all up to you. I don't know what better way to say it. It's all up to you. It is insanity to keep doing the same thing over and over again the same way and expect change. Nothing is going to change but you. A lot of times, people try to change their behavior to, to make somebody else happy, but instead you're dying inside. You lose yourself when you're trying to please everybody else and you're not happy. Change begins with you. You need to protect your space. You need to protect your happiness. And most of all, you need to protect you. You got to value yourself. You got to love yourself. Even if the situation is your health, then what do you need to do to change that? You got to change your eating habits and the way you do, do things. If you are so used to eating fried foods and all the sugar and everything that just does not agree with your body, then you got to change your eating habit. But we constantly complain about things that make us unhappy, but we are so unwilling to make that change. I always say that people will, I'm going to say they say that people die at 25 but are buried at 25. Why do they say that? Because they die with their dreams locked inside. Because you cannot dream and do all the things you want to do and live out your purpose when you're in situations that's killing you and making you unhappy. So that's why people die at 25 but not buried till they're 75. So basically they are walking dead because they're just blowing with the winds of life, and that is sad. I always say, what is the wealthiest place in the world? I'm glad you asked. The wealthiest place in the world is the graveyard. You have books that never have been written. You have songs that has never been sung. Sung. You have ideals that never been implemented. You have game changers that didn't change anything. Why? Because they were afraid and they valued the opinions of others, or they were in relationships that stagnated their growth. Nothing is going to change until you change. Nothing is going to change until you change your mind and the way you continue to do things. I feared doing videos. I didn't want to be out here on the videos. I just felt like everybody else. I compared myself to other people. I just used every excuse in the world why I shouldn't do videos. I'm a great writer, and that's the excuse I use. Well, I'm great at writing. I like writing behind the scenes. I rather write. I don't want to be out there on videos. But guess what? I did it. I stepped out. Fear is false evidence appearing to be real. Fear will paralyze you, but faith will energize. So I stepped out on faith. I did it. I did it even in fear. I used what I had. And something that we continue to practice, it will eventually be perfected. But you got to begin somewhere. What do you have? What do you have? Use it. If you have the internet in your phone and you're called to be a world renowned motivator, then start with your internet and start with your phone. Do whatever it is that you're called to do. Don't let your music die inside of you. I had to do it in fear. I stepped out in fear. I just said I was going to do it. And you know what? Obedience is better than sacrifice. Because I was doing the videos, I received a text from someone I know and said, I would like you to be in partnership with me. I am starting a radio show and a TV show, and we would like you to be a part of it. And she said, I noticed your videos, and I like what you were saying. Had not I did those videos, then I would never have been asked to do that video, that show. And by the way, that show is called The Juice, and we air every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I would ask that you join us as well. It is a great show. It does bring a lot of juice. We do have the juice. So I would ask you to, join us every Wednesday at 6 p.m. And I thank God for that. I thank Him for the opportunity. But see, obedience is better than sacrifice. Stop sacrificing yourself for things that does not no longer serve you. It is a saying that says a ship is designed to take you somewhere. And if that ship is not taking, if that friendship, that relationship, that partnership, that business ship, whatever the ship is, and it's not taking you anywhere, then guess what? Abandon the ship. You are more than that. You are valuable. Live out your dreams. Don't let people hold you down. A lot of times we are held back because of people's opinion of you and what they say. You cannot value when God give you an ideal, when God give you dreams. These dreams are God-sized dreams. They're not something that the human being can accomplish within itself. These are God-sized dreams. So of course they're not going to understand it. You don't even understand it. I don't even understand it. So why would we expect others to understand our God-sized dreams? Is It's just not going to happen. So we put ourselves in situations when we are asking other people what do they think about these ideals. Just go ahead and do it. Just like Nike said, just do it. If God called you to do something, do it. But I just came to encourage you today. Get out of those dead end jobs. I'm not saying quit your job, but find something else. You are valuable. There is a job just waiting on you. You have you, whatever you have, that job needs, but you would never know it until you go out and look for it. A lot of times we are in relationships where our friendships, the friendships is only on, how can I say it? How people value you. They don't really value your relationship. They only want you on their terms. They only available on their terms. They only want you to say and do what they want you to do. Those are dead end relationships. Get out of those relationships. You are so much better than that. There are friends out there that will love to have you as a friend, and they will give back to you, and they will love you as a friend. So until you do something differently, then nothing is going to change until you change. I want to say that fear is nothing but false evidence appearing to be real. Fear paralyzes, faith energizes. So I hope I encourage someone today, to get out of those dead end relationships, get out of those dead end jobs. You are so much better than that. I believe in you. I know you can do better. I know you can. And I'm trusting that you will. And my name is Deborah with Faith in Nation. We walk by faith and not by sight. I always say, faith it until you receive the desired promise that you've been praying for, and always water the seed. How do you do that? By thanking the Most High as if you already received that promise daily. And until we meet again, I just want you to know that I love you. I love you. I'm believing in you. I believe in you. And you can do it. You can do it. It's all up to you. It all begins with you. So until we meet again, I love you. Know that the Most High loves you more. Peace and great blessings.